Well, it's really too early to say anything. What will happen now is that we'll have the live count on the website of the Electoral Commission. This is accessible to anyone. And we'll see live as the votes are being counted and as we see the first results. But right now, it will be only maybe 1 or 2% of the vote counted. I don't have the exact number right now. Way too early to call anything. What we do know is that it might be extremely tight, especially between the main political forces that are facing each other in this election, the pro-European Party of Action and Solidarity of President Maia Sandu, as well as the Patriotic Bloc, which is composed of 3 parties that are traditionally, aligned with the narratives and the values of Moscow. These 2 blocs and parties will likely be the ones leading in this election, but we'll have to see who can have a majority and who will be able to form a government, to form alliances, to form a government and rule the country for the next years.
Are we waiting for, and we usually have, like we see in some European countries, for example, a public broadcaster which gives a sense of an early projected result, and is that to come? And secondly, is it reliable?
Well, there are no exit polls published in Moldova, so we have to be very careful with these early estimates. I would advise to wait and see and look on the website of the Electoral Commission where the vote is being counted as we speak and where everyone has access to this. We can expect maybe around 11 p.m. midnight local time to have a good idea of what the results will look like. The diaspora is counted last. If the vote is tight, the diaspora can and has proven that it can tip the balance. So it's very important, if we see that results are tight, to wait until the very last minute, until the end of counting, before we can call any victory for any of the parties.
So we may get some update within 2 hours. A quick word on today, because given the extraordinary allegations we've been talking about in terms of Russian meddling, Russian interference, which it denies, but they are deep and they are hybrid and many-fold, how has the election, the voting itself, looked today?
Well, we've had voter turnout similar to what we've seen in other parliamentary elections, around 52%. However, in the diaspora, the turnout has been higher than in previous parliamentary elections. There have been several incidents reported, incidents of false bomb threats in polling stations across Europe, for example, in Brussels, in Rome, in Bucharest, but within Moldova as well, for polling stations that were reserved for voters from the separatist Transnistria region. There's also been massive cyber attacks. There's been reports of attempted vote bribing, a violation of voter secrecy. And so all these incidents together have heightened the tension around this election. The Patriotic Bloc has already called for protests tomorrow to contest any results. They're alleging fraud. On the other side, President Maia Sandu has accused Russia of trying to discredit the voting process, disrupt the voting process through these false bomb threats, for instance, where in Brussels, for example, people couldn't vote for 2 hours, and in other places as well. So for now, in all the polling stations, voting has resumed. In the diaspora, there are still some countries where voting is ongoing, and we'll have to see how the night unfolds, how tomorrow unfolds, because there have already been protests. The police is saying that they are expecting people to try and destabilize the situation, including tonight. We'll have to see if these are only rumors or threats, or if the situation could indeed get tenser as the result is being announced.